In this chapter, we're going to talk about the basic controls that Maya has available for animation. If you're continuing on from the last chapter, first thing you want to do is get rid of these two spheres that we were using for surfacing. And now let's look down here towards the bottom. We see this thing that looks kind of like a ruler with 24 steps on it. That is actually a timeline, an animation timeline showing 24 frames. Now the way Maya is set up by default is for film, which shoots at 24 frames per second, and so this represents 1 second of animation, 1 second of time in animation. The system is sitting at frame 1 initially, and the little text box over on the right shows frame 1. And you can move this along. You can slide it to whatever frame you like. You can also come over to the text box and type in the number if you want. So that's that. We're going to leave that alone for a second. Now right below this is a line that shows you 24 frames on a little slider. The full animation sequence that we have set up here is actually 48 frames, and we can see any 24 frames of that 48 that we want at one time. Now, we can see more or less than 24 frames, and a couple of ways we can do that. The easiest is just to click on one of these squares at the ends of the slider and drag it. So we can make this longer. So now we've got 30 frames, and you see up here the little ruler slider shows 30 frames. We can make it shorter again, bring it back down, do whatever we want with it. We can also go in and type directly in these boxes. Now to the right of this are these video controls. These are pretty standard. Forward, back, step forward, all the way to the end, forward and back. You've probably seen this kind of thing a lot of places, and it's pretty self-explanatory, or with a little bit of experimentation, not too hard to figure out. There's a few other things here that we won't really talk about quite yet, but one that we will be talking about very soon is this little icon down here in the lower right. And this is called Animation Preferences. Now this contains little controls to set some of these same things that we've talked about, but some additional parameters that you might want to change for your animation. And this turns out to be a very, very useful thing. So this is what we're going to explore in the next video.